Welcome to episode number 110 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media, presented to you by our good friends over at SeatGeek. And look who bought a mirror. That'd be Tampa Bay Rays pitcher Tyler Glasnow. Oh, I am so happy. John Boy Media didn't send that to you just so we didn't have to stare at a blank wall, did we?
Do people use it? No, I'm at a different location now. That's why. Every time we do this, I'm in somewhere new. I was in Port Charlotte last time, or where was I last time? I don't remember.
No, I think
it was here.
I think the season was underway, wasn't it?
I think so. No, I was in Tampa last time.
Well, you don't have to give me like a cross street or anything, but where are you now?
I'm in St. Pete now. I signed a lease for a season, so I'm like 10 minutes away from the field.
I thought we were house hunting.
Well, no, I mean, I'm still looking, I guess, but until something like magical comes up, I'm not gonna pull the trigger. And so I just needed a place for season, and this was it.
Okay, so this looks very nice where we are.
It's nice. It's cool. The guy who owns it does a good job. So I just did it's like a 3-month lease, then a month to month, so I can get out if anything happens. I don't know, but it's been fun so far. It's on the water. It's great. It's a fun time, and you have people over, and it's been a ball.
Is it a good party house?
Yeah, I haven't really had any parties. I mean, people over and stuff, and I think maybe for Cinco de Mayo we'll do something like that. But it's fun. Yeah, it's a good house to host people in. I guess it's like with a pool and outside. It's fun.
I like that. Okay, yeah.
You need that for season. You need
all right. Is nice the family, because I know the Glasnow family is very, very tight. Mom and dad. I know they live in Arizona. Ted and Carly, your brother and sister-in-law, live out in beautiful Santa Barbara, but will they be coming and joining you at some point?
Carly and Ted are coming July 1st. My parents were here earlier, like a month ago. So we all hung out for like a couple of days. They were here for quite a bit. And then they might not come back till the end of season, but Ted and Carly will come in July 1st.
They're good partiers, Ted and Carly.
Yeah, they are. It's a fun time. So it's cool, especially to being on the IL, like having a lot of time. It's nice having them here and I'm able to do more stuff.
I know. And you told me right before we got started, where are your parents about to go?
They're doing like some cruise. They're going to go to Europe, and they're doing a cruise like 2 weeks long, and they're going to see all their friends out in like, I think one of their friends lives in like Sweden, and like, it's crazy. They're just doing this whole like month, 6-week vacation. So they're having a good old time. I'm excited for them.
Good for them, man.
I know.
I'm not so, have you ever done a cruise?
I've done like 4. I kind of sneaky like it.
Do you really?
It's like I don't know. It's like a safe haven. It's just like, it's fake fun, but it's fun. It's just like you hang out and relax. If you're with a good group of people, it's a good time. It's a little like with all the food and it's a little crazy, but I do enjoy it. It's fun. If you have, like I said, like a fun group of people going, it's like you can have fun doing anything with a fun group of people.
Okay, so for years, Michelle has tried to convince me to go on a cruise, and I don't think I could do it. I don't do well on boats, and people are like, well, you don't feel anything. And then I see these horrific videos of like some of these cruise liners just going like this in the ocean. I'm like, oh my God, they will have to rescue me by a helicopter. I cannot take it.
I think you'd be fine. It's not that bad. Even when it gets, you're on like a city of a ship. It's not, you don't really feel like the seasickness, but take a Dramamine. You'll be all right. It's worth it for all the other days. Like, and then it's just nice a way to see a lot of places for a short amount of time. Like it's almost like an appetizer to a vacation you really want to take. Like if you're curious about like the Greek islands or something, you can go on a cruise, go to all the Greek islands, be like, I really like this place. If you want to go to like a Mexico cruise, you see all the different spots and you jump around and you're like, this place I'd like to stay longer, and you can like figure out, you know what I mean, the ones you hate, you can be like, I'm not going back there. So it's like not really a real like traveling vacation, but you still get to get like an idea of where you'd like to go.
And also the food is so salty. That's not good for me.
Yeah, I mean, you can get some low salt food. You can ask for to hold the salt back. Why not? The food is actually, it depends what like cruise line stuff you go on, but it's like pretty good. And if you have the self-control, you can eat healthy. It's like millions.
Wait a second,
buffets.
stop. What about this body says self-control?
I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe just you choose to eat other stuff.
I just had this discussion with Michelle. I was like, listen, I am working out too much for me to be this fat right now. I need help in the food area. I wish I had your discipline. And like, you're the worst person to talk to right now. I love you. You're a great dude. You're the worst person because you're so disciplined with everything you do.
Certain things, like that's the funny thing is like I'll be disciplined. Like I have days where I'm like I'm gonna eat a lot of pizza, but like I also too like if this was your job, like you're disciplined in things that you have to do to be successful at your job because you have to do them. For me, like diet and stuff is like directly correlated to recovery. So if I don't eat well and I don't feel well, it's like I'm an idiot. Like I have to figure out ways because it translates for me. My diet leads to me feeling good if I'm not inflamed. But other stuff that's not like really necessarily important to my job, I'm a lazy person.
Okay. What are you lazy with? What's like, do you get your bills done on time?
Yeah, I get, or like sometimes maybe. Like emailing people back. I'm not good at that. I never check my email. And it's like, I like certain things like that. Or what else? Like just keeping busy time. Like I'll go do my workout. I'll do my rehab or whatever. Say I'm in season. I'll do all that. I'll get the game done. And then I'll come home. And instead of like figuring out like something to do, I just sit on the couch and just look at my phone. Certain things like that.
Everybody does that though. That's
right.
That's where we are in society. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Go take 16-mile walks in the Tampa St. Pete area?
Or something like that. Maybe not
go
physically.
Fishing. You are not a fisherman. Stop right now.
I'm not, and I suck at it, but I try. I throw lures out there. I just never catch anything.
Do you go?
I don't know what I'm doing too. No, I mean I have my dock out here, so I just go and throw a line. And like I've been on like a deep sea one or whatever. They'll come up. I have a friend who has a boat here, so he'll like come pick you up and you'll go do like the 4-hour thing and all that stuff. I think I am trying to get better. I'm getting my like boating license, and there's this company in Tampa that does like boat rentals. So I'm just going to be able to, I'm going to do that a lot now. Just the days I'm bored, I'm just going to go get a boat for 4 hours and just putz around.
Do you have a captain's hat?
I don't, but I should buy one.
You need one. It's got to say glass on there. It's just something
there you
good.
Go. Yeah.
Maybe we could get one. You know what? It'll be our treat. I'll have Robbie. Do you think the boss would approve us sending a captain's hat that says glass? Maybe
Absolutely.
a little rose rotation logo on the side.
Yeah,
subtlety.
Of course. Yeah. I'll get Sam right on it. We'll get it down there for you, stat.
Robbie, don't give me this bullshit. You better get Sam on this. Don't just do it to appease me. For the episode.
I'll message her right now.
Check your email. Don't be like me. Do it.
Don't worry. Sam is the best in the biz. She will definitely be on this. She is terrific. Okay, so where are we? How are we feeling?
Good. Ankle feels really good. It's starting to it's pretty much fully ready to go. I don't think about it anymore. I'm back to being able to do what I want. And then my arm feels really good too. I'm at like 90 feet, throwing 4 times a week. I don't know when I get on a mountain. I think in like a month. But for the most part, everything is going real well. I'm doing that. I don't know if I talked about it before, but like I did this whole like weird extensive testing thing and like lectins in blood. It's like a food sensitivity test thing. So I'm like trying to find a way where I just like beat inflammation. Like I just never feel bad. And I understand like that's probably not realistic, but I've been like doing this diet that sucks, but like I could still get a lot of calories on it. And I've been feeling like amazing since I've been doing this. Maybe it's placebo, maybe it's not. So I feel my recovery's been great though. Like I haven't been sore any days. Like I go out and throw every day and I feel good. So I'm trying to like not make the process go faster, but I want to like feel good all the time.
So looking ahead, if it's going to be another month before you get on a mound, what is the timetable once you set foot on a mound to be able to throw a pitch as a major leaguer? I'm not even familiar with it.
I'm not either. I honestly, I'm like, I don't even look at my months ahead. Like I might know for like, even I don't really know when I'm going to be on the mound. I don't know when I'm going to be in the game. Like I just try to take it. I'm like, I know I have 90 feet this next week. I'll throw 4 times a week. And that's all as far as I usually go. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. And then the following week I go to 105. So I know that I get another step up after this upcoming week. So that's like as far as I've looked, but I actually have it in an email that I don't check. I'll forward you my progression and you'll see like my everything.
I'm curious about your shitty diet that you're on.
It sucks, dude. Maybe you can put I'll send you here. That's what I'll do right now. Do you got your phone on you?
I sure do. Are you going to text it to me?
Yeah, it's like a picture. So the green list is the things that I can have like whatever of like that. This is what I want. The bulk of my my diet.
Is it like celery? Like you can eat,
no,
as much celery as you want. Like, fuck that. No. I'm sorry. I know I could eat as much celery as I want. There's a reason you can eat as much celery as you want because it tastes like dirt.
There is, I think celery is actually on my list. I'm not supposed to. I'll send it to you. Hold on. But I also too, like I did this. I got this like 2 years ago and follow it when I wouldn't feel good, like when I had like extended period of times where I like feel like I wasn't recovering well. And the foods are pretty limited, so I ended up just getting, like, especially this year, I got like a guy to come over every Monday, and he like does he makes like 12 meals and just leaves them in my fridge, and it's like all this stuff, and he's amazing.
That arbitration money is good.
No, it's really not that expensive either. It's kind of shocking. Hold on.
Here we go.
That's the green one. I'll send you this yellow's coming your way.
Wait a second. So these are core foods that you're allowed to eat.
Yeah, those are the ones that are like, you go ahead and eat all the ones you want. And then the yellow is like, limit those.
Almond milk guy.
Right? But red is like, look at my red list of stuff I can't eat.
This is stuff.
And I wouldn't do this if I didn't have like availability to like have all the because my biggest fear is like not getting enough calories, but I'm eating like a stupid amount of food right now. So
wait a second, you can't eat chicken?
No, it's bad. They do it like specific to your blood. Like they do, it was like this whole thing I went through, and they do like a whole series of stuff. And I know there's like kind of like conflicting views on like food sensitivity, but it's like lectin and like there's a whole bunch of things. I clearly don't even understand it, but when I do it, I feel great. So that's all. Oh
my God, you can't have Cornish hen. What are you gonna do?
No, it's on yellow. I thought Cornish hen was allowed, or is it not?
Cornish hen is in red. Cornish hen is in red.
I might quit now.
So yellow is the neutral food. So what does that mean?
It's like you can eat it, but just don't make a habit out of it. Like if it's like you can have, it's like what, lamb and like eggs. It's like don't eat 12 eggs every day.
What the hell is bullhead?
I don't know. I don't eat it.
Robbie, look up what bullhead is. I've never heard of that in my life. That's got to be some sort of redneck food that I'm just not familiar with.
Maybe.
Man.
It's a weird list. It really is, but it works.
And I mean, it's strictly an inflammation thing. Like you haven't lost weight or anything.
No, right? No, I've gained like 2 pounds. I'm trying to eat a lot more too now. And like, I'm able to like do more stuff just because I'm not on a 5-day like recovery all the time. But my weight has been good. It's gone up 2 pounds. And that was my biggest fear going in. But as long as I don't lose weight, I don't care. If I start losing weight, I'd be like, all right, I need to mix a chicken in or like mix some beef in. But it works. It's a lot of fish too. And I think too, it just, I don't know, I feel good. Maybe it's placebo, maybe it's not, but it's been like 2.5 weeks.
Listen, I could eat fish all the time. I love fish.
Me too.
Problem is, I've got a 16-year-old who's got the palate of a 6-year-old.
Right. I mean, everyone does when they're 16.
We don't want to be making 2 or 3 dinners every night. That shit gets old.
I know.
Hey, baseball fans, slide into stacks of cash this baseball season with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. New customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets no matter what, win or lose. Looking to turn small bet into a big payday during MLB season? With DraftKings same-game parlays, you can do just that. Create your own parlay by combining multiple bets like which team will win, how many bases will be stolen, total runs, and more. It's your shot at an even bigger payout. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, and best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use promo code ROSE, bet just $5, and get $150 in free bets no matter what happens on the field. That's promo code ROSE at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. MLB trademark used with permission.
We are taping this as your team starts a West Coast swing. I think they go Oakland, Seattle, LA, something like that. Are you going to be able to stay up at night and watch all the games?
I'll try. I might fall asleep in the middle of them, but I've been going to bed pretty early because our rehabs are relatively early. When the team's on the road, we can come in later, but like tomorrow's 9:30 start, and I get there before to do like contrast and like hot tub. So I wake up at like 8:30. So what would it be if the game starts at 10:05, right?
Yeah.
I'd stay up. Yeah, as long as I get like 9 hours of sleep, I'll go to bed at like 11:30. I can do that. I'll watch a little bit of the game.
Now, when you watch What is it like?
Kind of the same as when you watch, I'm sure.
But is it really? Because I'm motherfucking the TV.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of sort of just like an observer. I don't feel like I'm in the driver's seat really. So I can kind of just look back. And I think too, watching baseball and being a part of a team for so long, like when they do have a bad game, I notice that I'm much more like, it's fine compared to most people. Or like my mom or dad will text me just like, not a good game. And I'm like, yeah, but we got like 140 left. Like I've seen this last year, our best year as far as wins goes. Like you have good games, you have bad games. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, if the team's not playing well, like I'm like, damn, it sucks. And like, it sucks that I can't be there, like helping or even being there in person. But for the most part, like I've got a lot of confidence in the team. I know they're a really good team still. And I think as we start to get guys back that are injured and stuff, we're just going to get better and better.
Okay. You don't sit there and like try and think through. I don't even know who's starting tonight. I didn't look, but you won't.
Who's it, Raz?
Huh?
Is it maybe Raz?
Oh, is he up?
Maybe because Mac threw the other day. Raz and Mac, dude. Big shorten the name guy.
That's fine. Let's see here.
Raz, bam, knew it. Yeah, he's thrown and he's gross. So it's going to be a good game to watch.
Will you think through along with him at home?
A lot of times, especially when I'm in the dugout, like I'm always like trying to. I'm like, what would you throw her? Like we always kind of do that in the dugout, and my ratios are pretty good. Like especially when it's obvious. And thing is too, like me and Raz are power arms that we throw differently and have different pitches and stuff. So we'll go about hitters differently, but there are some times where there's glaring holes in a hitter, like just took a really bad swing or was just like completely fooled on like a curveball. And I'll be like, yeah, like double it up again, throw it lower. And a lot of times like guys will match up and it'll work, but sometimes guys won't and they'll strike a guy out. And it's like, it's kind of just however, if you execute a pitch and like, no matter what it is, and if you throw it well and you throw it where you want, like chances are something good's going to happen. So
which of the three cities that are on this road trip, Oakland, because you stay in the Bay Area, nobody stays in Oakland, Seattle,
Berkeley.
That's a cool area.
Yeah, that's awesome. It was really cool.
Or LA, which of the three cities are you going to miss most not visiting?
I mean, maybe LA just because I haven't been back and I'm like kind of from that area. Oakland's hotel is sweet. I'll miss that. They each got their own little thing I'll miss about them. But where'd you say it was? Oakland, LA, and what?
Seattle. Everybody loves.
I've never been to Seattle, so I really want to go there.
Whoa.
Never been.
How have you never been to Seattle?
It's never lined up. Like I've never I think I've been like injured or just not, something just hasn't lined up. Never been. I want to go.
What year did you get traded?
2018. We always go later in the season, and then I had the arm injury in 19, and then I've been dealing with the same injury in 20 and 21. And then I fixed it and got Tommy John. So now I'll be able to go. And now we play every team once. So that's cool.
Man, what a bummer. That is a great city. God, you fit right in Seattle too, actually.
Is that an insult?
No, it's great. Kidding. I love that city. I mean, everybody.
It is awesome.
It's a huge city, but everybody would live there if it didn't rain. So
I know. And I heard in the summer months, like talking to Shagwa on our team, everyone who comes from there says it's amazing in the summer months. Like it's just the most beautiful place ever. And what's that movie too with Keith Ledger? I've seen that. It looks awesome. They filmed that there.
It's a great, great city. The problem is if you are on the Mariners, your travel sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. The closest flight is 2 hours to Oakland.
That would suck. And the flying in season is not, though it's horrible. The worst. You're already like, ugh. And then you fly and you get off the flight and you're like, what? I gotta play tomorrow. Like it's tough.
Oh, it's brutal. God, you probably don't miss that part of it all. Being exhausted, walking into a hotel at 3:30 in the morning.
No, I miss that like the most. That's the coolest part. You always remember the things that suck the most with your friends. Like look back to all the things you did when you are like the most memorable times in your life. Or like I look back at like shitty football practice or something where it was like all of my friends were going through some shitty situation together. And it doesn't seem that cool in the moment, but when you look back, it's like, wow, you like remember it's just fun. Then you get back with them and all you do is reminisce and tell stories about how shitty that time was. So like that stuff I will end up missing that the most, but like the traveling is, I think the most fun, the coolest part about baseball, like getting on the flight, especially after a win, like a happy flight and just like, bullshitting and playing cards with all the guys on the flight. It's fun.
Are you a card player? I don't picture you as a card player.
Sometimes I'll here and there. And like, if you start the game on the flight, you have to finish it. So I'll have some fights where I'm on it. Here, if they need a guy to play, but not really. I kind of like to do my own thing on flights.
What's the game of the day? Is it usually poker up there?
It's dealer's choice. So you have, like, say you 5 or 6 guys playing, you go around, deal 5, 6 hands, and then the pot will get taken or whatever. And then the guy who gets the dealer, who's now the dealer, chooses the game. So it's like aces and little ones and 3, 5, 7, or like whatever. Poker, hold them a lot. So yeah.
Who's the best card player on the team?
I don't know. It fluctuates. I'd say when Sogard was here with us, he was nasty. I heard he was like really good. Kittredge is good. Zanino and KK play. Like it honestly depends. Like, it's always, no one person always wins, which is probably why they play all the time. But I do remember when Eric was on the team, he was a shark.
And so they have these big tables, right? Like that.
They're on the flight. Yeah, they like two seats face each other, and then 2 guys will stand, and one guy will be like across the aisle. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds
It's
fun.
nice. It's very fun. Yeah.
You guys had an awesome walk-off win against the Boston Red Sox. It was an amazing game because there was a no-hitter that you guys had thrown through 9 innings.
Yeah.
And then, they got the rule with the runner on second, and Boston takes the lead, and then Kiermaier hits the walk-off.
Yeah.
And I was watching it live. His reaction where he fires the helmet down between first and second is unlike anything I had ever seen.
I know. That's some genuine emotion. Like, it's because it's his first walk-off homer too. And he even said it like he'd been dreaming of doing it. So he finally did it. And it was just like all of the years of like, he finally, like he hit a walk-off. It's awesome. And it's cool. That's a guy too. When you see him, obviously you want all your teammates to do really well, but I'm sure most baseball players can like get what I'm saying, as far as like, there's certain guys that go up and when they succeed, you're like, yes. And when they do bad, you're like, you feel for them. And KK just takes on so much responsibility and like wants to win so bad. And he's the guy at the end of the game who does like our team meeting. And like, he like remembers everyone who pitched and like show plays and who hit a homer. And like, so he just is so invested in the team. So when he's the guy who can end up being like the hero of the game, it feels awesome. Just even watching him go crazy like that, it makes me like very happy for him.
I was thinking he actually had a shot of being traded before this season because there were so few true center fielders that were available in free agency. And I thought people were like, hell yeah, we don't care what he hits. He's a Gold Glove center fielder, and he's a spunky guy and all that sort of. I thought for sure he was gone. He's really important though to that team and that community, isn't he? Yeah,
for sure. He's been the longest tenured player, and he does a lot, like I said, after the game with the stuff. And I think I'm sure the front office knew that, and like Eric and I mean, you have to kind of shop around, and I'm sure if they got an awesome deal, they probably would have taken it. I don't know, but that's just what you have to do if you're a GM, and maybe nothing was worth it, and they knew how important he was. So it made more sense to keep him. And he's getting hot right now too, which is awesome.
That is good. Wander Franco had a hell of a first month, didn't he?
That kid is amazing. He is so good. Like, it's very, like, I feel like the differences in, like, you watch a guy and then you're like, oh, like he's really good. And like, that guy's really good. And that guy's not so good. This guy's really good. But when I watch Wander, for some reason, I'm like, he's just different. Like, he just operates differently on the baseball field. It's like he's playing a different game. Like the way he never gets fooled. I've never seen him out front or late. Like, of course he's not going to hit 1,000, but he never looks dumb. He looks like he's been playing. He's like a 45-year-old with a body of a 20-year-old. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you guys are about to face one on your trip. I mean, Trout, he just amazes me. Some guys, when they get in a slump, like you can really tell, like their hacks are bad,
right,
they're off balance, and I can just tell this just being an amateur, right? He's never out of whack, dude.
No. I know. He just has that like weird, he like corkscrews on his back. He doesn't do like the lunge for it, like you said. He's not off balance. It's the same thing. I've never really seen him come out of his approach. And that's probably why he's so good. A lot of the good guys another guy, not because I'm biased to him, is like Duffy. I never watch him look bad either. Like when he takes or does anything, it's like he knows it's coming. Certain hitters just have that ability. I don't know if it's eye hand or if it's like they're so stuck in their approach that They like go up before and say like, I'm sitting heater adjusting off of that or whatever hitters do. I don't know. And then they just don't get off of it. But when I do ask a lot of guys in the dugout, because I have nothing else to do in the game, like a lot of young guys, you can kind of ask like, what was your approach there? What were you doing? And I think certain dudes like, today I was doing this, and then, I was doing that today. And then I thought about this, and it kind of fluctuates. But for the most part, the good ones always just say like, just trying to stay the same, and like their approach really never changes. And like you ask them 1 month and then 3 months later, and it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, and then but back in the day, I remember Cal Ripken Jr. used to say he used to change his stance like every 10 days or something.
I guess like I mean, that's true. I guess too, like approach wise, like knowing what makes you successful and always having like the staples to go back to. And even for pitchers too, when you're off whack, like I do the same thing when I don't feel good. It's like, okay, well now my arm's going this way, or like you kind of have to figure out that feel. But I don't know. I think it's like a confidence in certain guys who have had success, and they go, I know this works, and I'm not going to let like the failure dictate my approach or whatever.
Hey, everybody, I want you to celebrate the start of the 2022 MLB season with the 2022 Topps Series 1 Baseball NFT Collection. It is coming soon to topsnfts.com. So you got a chance to showcase your favorite players and teams with this fan favorite set featuring both digitally reimagined Topps base series collectibles as well as NFT exclusive designs. This highly anticipated release includes brand new products such as Stars of MLB Chrome, Generation Now, Ultra Short Print, Team Cube 2.0, and a special 1987 35th anniversary motion set. 1987, that was one of the craziest seasons. That's the year the ball was really juiced up and everybody was hitting 30 home runs. Even my Cleveland third baseman, Brooks Jacoby, who didn't hit a ton of home runs, hit like 32 that year. So 1987 is one of my favorite seasons. So officially licensed, Topps NFTs set the stage for an incredible and unforgettable 2022 baseball season. All you have to do, visit topsnfts.com for a little more information, or you can follow my boy Pete Moylan, who loves this stuff. He is all over the Topps game. So make sure you check it out. Once again, it is topsnfts.com. So there's been some interesting stuff, particularly with the New York Mets, and I don't know how much you have followed it, but they lead the league in getting hit by pitches.
Yeah.
They had the dust up in St. Louis recently. They had one last night with Philadelphia on Sunday Night Baseball. And I'm just kind of curious where you stand as a starting pitcher right now with all this stuff, because you're not old school, right? I know that you respect the game, but like, where do you stand on having to protect your guys and not having? Where are we with this?
In terms of what? Like if someone throws at someone on our team,
yeah,
like,
I mean, listen, like I said, the Mets have been hit 20, maybe at least 20 times as a team. I don't think anybody else is really close to that number. And you can, the camera cuts to Buck Showalter, and it's always just,
And what is it though? Like, because I remember watching that John Boy clip where they talked about before the season starts, they're like, I bet the Mets are going to get hit a lot. Like I saw that, and it's probably, I mean, if you look at their lineup, is just structured with guys who previously always get hit. I don't know if it's intentional. And I think too, if you're a pitcher on the other team, it's not like wow, if like the Mets have been hit a lot, I'm going to start changing what I'm doing. Like a lot of guys make a living off of throwing up and in, and like trying to get a guy to back up. And like, you gotta have to, if you're going to face a guy 3 times, you got to give him different looks. So it depends. I think if it's intentional, like I'm not really a fan of that, but I don't know. Everyone's got their different philosophies with it. But I think for the most part, like, I don't know. Didn't the Mets, don't they always like that lineup is like led the league? Like Marte,
they've got a lot of guys who are ball magnets. Yeah. They do.
So I mean, I don't know. Well, do you think it's intentional? Like, do you think guys like, oh, it's the Mets and they're good and let's hit them? Like,
no, I don't think so. But I mean, they've had a couple guys get hit in the head, which is scary shit. That's
that sucks. Dude. I hit I think Cameron Rupp against. He was on the Phillies, and I was just in the Pirates, and I was just, my dome was like, I didn't even feel my feet touch the ground every time I pitched. I was so nervous. And I accidentally, like, I was just flying open, and I kept running up and in. And I think Nola too, I almost hit him. And I ended up hitting Cameron Rupp in the head, and I was just like, oh my God. And they were so angry. And I clearly it wasn't intentional. Like, I don't hit many people. And I just remember being like, I feel so bad. And I got out of the inning or whatever happened. I forgot what ended up happening. I messed up my shoulder too that game. And then after I like got his number and I texted him and I was like, dude, I didn't intentionally do that. And he's like, man, I know, like, you're fine. And he was really, really nice about it. But sometimes you just like, that's kind of what comes with the game. Like, it's really hard to throw strikes all the time, especially when you're young. And when like, even the game's getting younger, and it's just, it's tough sometimes. Like the ball gets away from you. You hit people.
So the thing I hear from guys is, well, if he doesn't know how to pitch inside, he shouldn't be pitching inside. How do you learn to pitch inside?
You have to keep doing it. That's the funniest thing. It's like, stop doing it then. But it's like, okay, I can either keep pitching inside and just like whatever comes with, like, obviously I'm going to try and not hit the guy in the head, clearly. But like baseball, you hit people like on accident, not on purpose. I don't think intentional is a good thing, but you have to like, if you're a pitcher who throws inside, you're not going to stop throwing inside because someone doesn't want you to. Like, you got to learn to figure it out, but it's just in your bullpens, and then repetition of doing it in games is how you get better at pitching in games. So it's the same philosophy of back in the day. There used to be like what, 2014. I always remember it was like, there was this philosophy of like, if a hitter takes a really big swing, you got to throw at him the next pitch. It's like certain people, that was a big thing, like get him uncomfortable in the box. And I was always like, you think me throwing at a hitter is going to make him stop trying to hit home runs? Like, he has a family to feed. It's the same thing here. Like, if I make my living off throwing inside, if I've done it single A, double A, triple A, and then I get to the big leagues and I hit a guy on accident, I'm not just going to abandon me throwing inside. Like, and then the hitter has every right to get mad, but you can't expect a pitcher to just be like, oh, this is the philosophy that got me to the big leagues. That's just, I'm going to X-nay that and just start throwing heaters outside. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And it's an emotional thing. Like, as a hitter, if I was hitting, I'd be pissed too. Like, I don't want to get hit. That shit hurts. But it's just the reality of it. Like, that's what comes with the job. Like, it's professional baseball. It's going to happen, like that's how it is.
Did you ever think you were going to get charged in the minor leagues?
Like, charge the mound against?
Yeah.
No, I don't think, if you got a stat thing up there, I don't think I hit that many people. Obviously it happens here and there, but no, like, and I'm not like that. I'm not like I'm going to hit you. Like, I'm just kind of like, I'd rather throw strikes and strike you out on 3 pitches than be a dick. It's just not that mentality. I think it's dying. And there are some teams and a lot of minor league teams that tried to like keep that going, and it's fading out. It's just not a thing anymore.
Were you ever, because sometimes those brawls in the minor leagues, they get
gnarly.
Were you ever a part of a team that had one?
Yeah, I've been a couple. None that were like really crazy and like punches thrown, but we had one guy get slid into from a guy, and I'm not going to name any names, but it was in high A. And the guy who slid into our team actually like ended his career. Like, intentionally slid in and like buckled his knee, and it was bad. The guy was a dick. And then we got in like a pretty heavy bench clearing brawl with the other team. And because it got to the point where too, it messed the dude's career. He's like stopped playing after that year. He like really messed his knee up. So it was like, yeah, it was kind of shady. So that was the only one that was like really, really bad. But for the most part, it's like you run out there and then it's like, all right, we'll go back in the dugout now.
Was Brault on your team in that one?
No, Brault came in, I think it was a year after that.
Yeah, he got traded over from Baltimore.
Yeah. In 15, right? 14, I don't remember. But no, I don't remember on that team. Yeah.
Right around there. We now know how many hit by pitches in the big leagues. You want to guess?
By year or just
no, just total?
5.
9.
Yeah, I was gonna say 9.
No, you weren't. You said 5.
I was. Yeah, but I was gonna say 9, Chris. What year do I have the most? Is it on the Pirates?
Robbie, what years have you got the most?
I had such shitty mechanics.
2018.
Oh yeah, in the bullpen 4. First year.
Yeah, but 0 in the last 3 years. Pretty good,
right? I'm gonna start hitting more people. Just kidding.
Well, listen, dude, you do throw like 100.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want anyone to like. There's a whole philosophy of make the guy uncomfortable, and I'm like, not to the point where if I hit him, I'm gonna kill him. Like, I got to go inside on some guys. Some lefties I love to go in on, but like, I'm not out there trying to hit people.
If I got hit by you 100 in the ribs, would I cry?
It depends on. I don't know. I've never seen you. How
What do you
handle
think? Do you think I'm
pain.
tough, or do you think
I don't think you'd cry. I think you would like maybe like. I think it would be. I think you'd have to try really hard not to cry. Like it'd be, when you were a little kid, like you try to talk, but if you talk, you'll cry. Maybe one of those. Who knows though? It might hurt so bad that it numbs up, and you're just like, oh, and you get kind of like nauseous But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think you'd cry. I think you'd be okay.
So I stood in one time. Clay Buchholz was throwing a bullpen, and he said,
Okay.
"You want to stand in?" And I was like, "Of course I want to stand in." It was a between starts session for him, so he wasn't really ramping it up that much.
Yeah.
He probably was touching close to 90.
Okay.
At that point, just during his bullpens, but the ball was moving all over the place, and I was like, "This is crazy." And I didn't have a helmet on, but
yeah.
well,
that's fine. It's Clay Buchholz. He can
exactly.
Yeah,
he could dart it pretty good, but it was just crazy to be able to watch that stuff, and I can't imagine what 100 looks like.
Yeah, and I think each 100 is different as well. Like there's certain guys that, because I remember hitting, especially in like AAA, I remember facing guys like a guy'd be throwing 98, and I'd look up and be like, and then I'd get a sidearm lefty who threw 88, and I was like, that's 1,000. Like it's so different each pitcher. Some guys make you really uncomfortable though, and I know I get down the mound pretty far, so it's kind of weird when I'm like, guys get kind of like, a lot of people tell me too, they're like, it's weird the way you like let go of the ball and like your limbs go everywhere. And I've faced guys like that too, really long limby guys, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like this guy's gonna hit me. It just comes out of nowhere, and it just doesn't look right. So
well, by the time you're done striding, I mean, you're 6'8", and you've got these ridiculously long legs. So how far are you from the plate? 54 feet?
I think I have, what is my average? My extension's gone down over the years because my timing's gotten better. And I think I used to be like 8.1 feet. So that's what, 52 feet away. Like I would release at 8.1 or 8.3, but now it's like 7.6. I think my extension is. It's like an average of 7.4 to 7.8 or something. If I'm 7.4, 7.8, I'm doing well. When it gets past it, that's when I start hitting guys in the head.
So you're 53 feet from them by the time you're releasing 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't want to hit. I don't know. Hitting is just fun. It's just so hard. I don't know.
Have you seen the kid out of Tennessee, Ben Joyce?
Yeah, that's crazy.
105.5 miles an hour.
I know. That's crazy. He should tone it down to about, I'm kidding when I say this, but maybe go like 96, 98 until like 2 weeks before the draft and pick it back up to 106 and just see where you can go.
I mean, are we supposed to believe that, by the way? 105?
Yes, absolutely. Of course, that ball is 105. Like their radar guns they're not tricking us. Like there's other radar guns they have the technology now to know if it's real or not. And that looks about a 105. I think he's certainly throwing that hard.
Is there part of you that, even though you don't do it for a living anymore, that wants to stand in to see what 105.5 looks like?
I would, if the opportunity presented it. So I don't think I would seek it out, but if I was like on a field, he's like, well, I'm throwing, you want to step in? I'd be like, yes, I would love to. And I would try to swing too. I want to just see where I'd stand up. I would strike out in 3 pitches, but I'd still like to see.
You'd have to start yesterday. You'd have to start your swing yesterday.
Yeah. And I would also, my hands would hurt so bad. Like I used to do cage work with Pittsburgh, and the cage, and it'd be 90 miles per hour. And I would like talk about almost wanting to cry, like trying to get my hands through the zone and just get shafted right on I was like, this sucks. And it would always be like me and Broughton cool. And I say that already. Oh yeah. And Williams and J-Mo, we all be in the cage, just getting our shit blown up. And we're like, oh my God. But it really does force you to try and get the barrel of the ball. So, but
Brault, man. Brault's like a 240 hitter.
Brault is good at hitting. He is. He's very good. He can do it.
Yeah.
And he hit a homer, right? Yeah.
Yes, he did.
He was always
he sure as hell did.
Yeah. He was always, I think, the best hitter. Him and Musgrove were good too.
Yeah. But that's because Musgrove's built like an offensive lineman.
Musgrove is a big guy.
Never seen a guy with broader shoulders in the major leagues.
I know. Something about that. Like McClanahan has really wide shoulders. It's like the wider the shoulders, the harder you throw. I don't know. For Mac anyway, McClanahan has like really wide. He's Dwight Howard shoulders on like a 6'1" person. That's crazy.
Well, Musgrove's had a hell of a year. Good for him. I hope he gets his 9 figures and he's a happy camper because he deserves it.
Right. It's been a story for him too, like going to San Diego and he's such a good person, like
he is
so genuine and just so works so hard and like so good to his family and like. And then he gets traded to his hometown and throws a no-hitter and gets free beers all the time. It's
free coffee. That's his thing.
Like it's awesome.
A huge coffee head. So Trisha Whitaker, who covers the Rays, posted a really great like photo with this young kid who she said she's coming for my job, and said her two favorite players are you and Wander. And so Trisha asked, well, what would you ask them? What do their tattoos mean? And then for Glasnow, his hair routine. So would you like to answer for Connolly?
Sure. For my tattoos, they mean nothing. They just mean stupid. Like I just get them because they're funny. And
how many do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all dumb. They're just like funny ones, but I love them. And they make me, it's like, you can like look at them and like, oh, that's
what's
cool.
The funniest
I'm
one you've got?
I mean, this one's stupid. And then I have ODB.
Whoa, hold on. Did you do time or something? Where'd you get that?
I had this forever. I've had this for like years and years. I got this like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. There's been things
that hurt.
I also too, I avoid talking about my tattoos because everyone always asks me about them after.
Okay.
I'll do it on one interview.
It's young Connolly who's
my tattoos don't really mean anything. Sorry. And then what was the other question?
About your hair routine.
Oh, it depends. I said this before too. It like if I'm on the road, if I have like my A+, like everything's good. I just travel so much that like I don't always have like the things that I would like. I found this one. It's like a conditioner-y thing, and it's called what's it called? It's a plug right here for it too. Perfect 10. It's like it sounds like bowling. It's a 10 or something. It's like a purple bottle. I think it's called It's a 10. And I just do any shampoo. I don't really know what shampoo, and then I put that in, and then I use it as a conditioner, and then that's all I do. And then I'll like maybe tie it in a little man bun to keep it not frizzy, and then maybe put a little something like if it gets dry, a little something oily in it. It doesn't really matter what. Like sometimes I use hand lotion if I'm on the road. I don't have anything like just something if it's frizzy. There's not like a structure, but if I did have my go-to, it was that I just told you.
This is very complicated. All right, so your hair, do you blow dry your hair at all ever?
No, and it changes. The routine changes depending on what's around me. Like in season on the road, it depends what the road club he's got. At home or something. Like I don't like travel with my like things, but if I'm at home, I got it in my shower.
You don't travel with anything in your little kit when you go on a 10-game road trip?
No, not usually. No, it's always different. I need to maybe stick to a routine, but it's also too, I just like to travel light. I usually take a really small bag on the road, a couple pants, couple shirts.
Are you a chatted up in the shower guy or are you an in and out?
Depends on the mood, depends on the topic, depends what happened. Yeah, I'll chat it up sometimes. I'll sit in there and talk, and sometimes I'm just in and out. Depends.
Okay. Who's the dean of the shower? Somebody's always the social chair.
You know who I think like Ryan Thompson's always like just anywhere. He's a good he's a fire starter. Like he's good for conversation. He's a good like always got some funny banter going on. Kittredge, very funny. We got a lot of people like that. We got a lot of like just dudes that want to have a good time. But Kit is like
this might be weird, but how long does it take to get used to showering as like a team? Because this is what you do. You guys play 162 games. You hop in the shower. Like my wife leaves the bathroom when I go take a shower. She's like, I'm out. I'm leaving. We've been married 25 years. That's probably why she wants to leave. So
there you go. But how long does it take to get used to?
Well, yeah, because like most of us that have regular jobs, we don't take showers with our coworkers. We just don't.
You're missing out, man.
Huh?
Said you're missing out. No, I don't know. It depends. For like 2-3 days. I don't know. I think this is a good way to put it. When I like out of high school, I think most guys out of high school, I remember the first thing I was thinking about was like one day I was like, all right, I'm going to get drafted and I'm going to go. And I remember like kind of flying and being like, what am I going to like, what's the shower situation like? Are we going to have like our own units or do I have to go in there with everyone just hanging out, doing whatever they want. And day one, it's like you go in and you shower. And I think a lot of the high school guys, especially the young dudes, like in college, you do it, it's normal. And like gyms around the world, you do that. Like that's just like a pretty normal. And I think like the first week, all the high school guys are always like, this is strange. But then like you stop thinking about it after a couple of days. Like it just becomes like normal. And you're not thinking about like, I think you're like, okay, I got to go shower and then get ready to go do this and then get shower and go. And like, you're not, but I'd say it's probably different for most people, but probably not that long. I don't think it takes too long.
Okay. See, everybody. All right, good.
Yeah.
Everybody's now filled in on the shower situation in the major.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to ask me any more shower questions.
No, I think we're good there.
Okay.
We're good.
Nice.
Will you, what are you doing with your time? Like, because now they're gone for almost 2 weeks.
Yeah. Sucks. I usually I go to the beach a lot, and then I go lay out like on the pool or do whatever, like go swim to the buoy and back like once or twice a day at the beach.
In the
St.
ocean?
Pete Beach is here. Yeah. So St. Pete Beach is here. So if I'm really bored after the field, I'll just like park my car and then I'll go and swim a little bit and then lay on the beach for like 2 hours, put on a bunch of sunblock. I've gone through so many bottles of sunblock. It's crazy. And then I got my boating license, and then I'm going to do that boat rental thing. So I think that's what I'm going to do when I'm like bored. And then fish out on the thing, go figure out stuff. I listen to a lot of podcasts, but it's usually from like driving back and forth. I go to Tampa here and there. Like on the weekends, I'll hang out with people who have jobs that can't hang out on the weekday.
God, this is a big test for you.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind it. I mean, it's
no,
not
I
like
know you don't, because
ideal.
Yeah, you've told us that you travel the world by yourself. So if there's somebody who can deal with it, it's you.
Yeah, it's not. It definitely too. I think the more you're exposed to like uncomfortable, boring situations, you figure out ways to like, how do I not get bored now? And like, it's good. I think it's probably good to sit with yourself a lot, but not like, I think too much is too much sometimes. I think like it's probably good but it's nice. It's a good mix when the team's on the road. I have people around, and then like I have a crew of rehab guys here. We have like a decent amount of people on the IL, and like Boz and like all these dudes are in there, and Wilson's our head of PT, and he's like always a really good time. So we have a really fun, like good crew of people to make it like a good time.
I love swimming in a pool. I cannot.
Let me plug my computer in 1 sec. Hold on. Sorry, my computer's about to die.
What?
My computer's gonna die. Hold on. Sorry, unprofessional.
It's okay. By the way, this house is really something. Very impressive.
See it in the mirror? It's nice. I enjoy it.
There we go.
It's a good place to come back to and be bored. Yeah, there we go.
I'm terrified of swimming in the ocean.
Really?
Terrified of it. I cannot get above my waist in the ocean. I start physically shaking. I don't know what happened to me as a kid. I don't know a thing. But I love swimming in pools. I'm a fine swimmer for a fat guy. I just get terrified in the ocean. Something happened. It's the vastness. I won't go out in the Pacific Ocean. It scares the hell out of me.
You don't know what's below you. You know, it's like you can swim around and you don't really know what's going on. But the way I look at it, it's like, if I die swimming in the ocean, like I think it was my time. Because like, what are the chances? Like, what are the chances of me like something happening? Like, is a shark really going to bite me? Like, I think surfing and stuff like in the off seasons and like, especially in Malibu, like Point Doom, they have those little non-aggressive reef sharks that can like go and like touch your feet when you're hanging off your. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like that was scary. And then now that I'm like, I can do that. That's fine. And like, now I don't really fear. I think they're more afraid of you than you are of them. Like especially if you're swimming or paddling, like they're not going to, unless you're in the middle of the ocean by yourself. I don't think like that shallow water, there's really much going on below you.
You're trying to convince me that a shark is more afraid of Chris Rose flailing his arms than I am of him taking his freaking tooth that is this size and inserting it into my scapula.
I guess it depends on the shark, maybe. like on the type of shark, the personality of the shark. There's a lot of things here that you got to take into consideration. So I don't know, but it's not really something I think about. Like I really enjoy going in the ocean, especially the Pacific Ocean, because it's freezing. And especially like when I'd go see my brother in Santa Barbara, the gym was like a couple blocks away from the ocean. So I'd get this crazy hard workout in. I'd be like, I'm tired and sore. And then something about like going to the ocean and jumping in the cold, salty water, like I don't know what it is, but there's magic in that. In like cold water, it's like shocks your body. It's crazy. Before a workout, if I don't want to work out, run to the beach, jump in the ocean, get cold, and then like it just makes you feel good. I don't know what it is, but I've always just kind of, I guess, done it since I was little when we would go to the beach and then in the off seasons, to where it's like the risk reward is there for me. Like the way I feel jumping in the water every day is worth it, even if I get eaten by a shark.
When you're done with this, you're going to do a triathlon, aren't you?
I don't know if that's what I like cardio and stuff, but like maybe not like a whole day's worth. I think it'd be cool for the challenge, but running and I think swimming would be cool. Biking would be cool. Running sucks. Like I run and stuff, but I don't want to run. How long is the triathlon? Running like 12 miles?
I thought I thought they ran a marathon on top of the bike.
Oh.
If it's a full marathon, it's 26.2 miles.
I'm more of a like go fast, work hard, get it done in an hour, feel really good type of guy. Like the whole do it for a long time is kind of, it feels good, but like I don't know if that's really what I get like all jazzed up for.
So you could be probably like a 5-minute miler, couldn't you?
I don't know. That's a hard. Well, 5 minutes. I don't know. I think the fastest I've ever run, I don't know if I've timed it. I don't know. I can run 4 laps pretty quick, but I don't know if I can say a 5 minute. I haven't like done a time on it. Maybe
my oldest brother was a marathoner.
Wow.
And he ran the New York City Marathon like 10 times, including one time he clocked in at 2:59. 2:50. Yeah. That's like 50 minutes after the winner.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's nuts.
I don't
get, yeah. And what do you feel like after that? I bet the reward you get after that though, like one, like accomplishing it, but two, like the endorphins going through your brain of like how exhausted you are. And does he go after and get like a big breakfast and just like shotgun a bunch of beers, or is he like, I got to recover? Like
I doubt at that point he was shotgunning all those beers, but you never know. He was a child of the 60s and 70s, so God knows what putting in his body.
Yes.
Yeah, and then my other brother, named Pete Rose, of course, decided to do a fundraiser. He's not a runner at all, but he did it. He ended up doing a marathon, and I was there. I will tell you this. It was like the most emotional I've ever been to see him coming across the finish line.
That's cool.
Because he and I, not good athletes. Our oldest brother was a good athlete, but to see him accomplish something and to do it as a fundraiser, I was like, teary eyed and so proud of him. I walked him, I walked with him like the rest of the way. They tell you don't slow down. You got to keep walking after the 26.2, but it was really cool. So I'm the only Rose brother that didn't run a marathon.
There's still lots of time. You might do it
not
one
for
day.
This body. There's not.
You don't know that.
I do.
Know. No. How old are you?
I do.
How old are you again?
51.
That's not old. You could run a marathon.
Yeah, but if you were to cut me open and look at everything in there, like, how old is this guy? 76? Like, no, he's 51. Oh my God.
So you run a marathon, they might look and be like, well,
seriously, I think they might take out some of my organs and put them in the dishwasher, clean them up, and we'll see if we can maybe get this thing back to health. Let's see here on the wheel of moderately interesting things. You already answered one today, so I hope you don't land there. The small, you did this last time. Dang it, I gotta change.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it was what's the cover of your iPhone? You were like, it's black.
It's black. It's still black too.
Black. I was like, what do you mean it's black? And all the people who sided with you, it was shocking in the chat afterwards.
Did they?
They were all.
I'm bad at reading comments, dude. I gotta get better at it. I'm bad at like following after and doing things.
If you want to pat yourself on the back, you'll read all your comments in the YouTube channel afterwards. God, they can't get enough of you. So I'll give you a choice. Either visitors section. Ooh, opening wage. We haven't done that one. I'd love to know this. Can we do opening wage?
Run it. I don't even know what that is. Let's do it.
What was your first job?
Baseball. Nah, I mean, I would go help my dad at the shop sometimes. I would like go sand wood and stuff. He had hardwood flooring, like manufacturing installation. Did a lot of hardwood flooring stuff. Acorn and H Timber. It's no longer. They're not doing it anymore. They're in Arizona now. But I'd go and sand wood and do that stuff and use the little wood curler, and that was always a satisfying time. But I never had I was always just baseball in school and then lessons and like Thank God for my parents. Like I literally didn't have a job. I just like tried to be as good as I could at baseball and like scraped by in school. That's what it was all about.
Did he pay you, or was that just part of your allowance?
It probably my allowance. Like I would just go and do it. Like it was fun too. And I would always bring my skateboard, cause my dad, it was like a big warehouse they leased. And so there was like all these like ramps and hills and stuff. And like, I'm related to the guy, so I'm not gonna like sue him. So like we would be able to go and like on a Sunday, he'd go in there and like finish up projects. And me and Dayton and like my brother, and he'd bring a friend, and we would just go skate all day long at his warehouse. And it was like Tony Hawk, like it was just so cool. There's so many things to do. And it was in like Pasadena, and there's a lot of good skate spots around there, and like LA especially. And so we would just like go skateboard and do all that stuff. Thank God I didn't get hurt.
Solid.
Yeah.
Good. You want to know my first job was?
I do want to know your first job. Paper route.
What a snot-nosed kid I was. My God. I was a ball boy for the Cleveland Browns.
That is pretty sick. How do you get a job like that? Did you just like hang out? And
my dad was good friends with the owner at the time, Art Modell.
Oh yeah.
If you say that name in Cleveland, it's over, because he ended up moving the team to Baltimore.
Oh.
But he was like, he knew me ever since I was a little kid. My dad was a big time business guy in Cleveland. They became friendly. And so I was a ball boy at their training camp starting in the summer of '88. So in between my junior and senior year in high school, ended up meeting my first girlfriend out there and everything.
That's a sick job.
Oh, and this is when the Browns were the shit. I mean, they won 5 division titles in the '80s. They were the team. They were competing for the Super Bowl every year. And here I was with my childhood team. And,
that's cool.
It was so good. So much fun.
That's awesome.
God. So
that
wasn't bad.
Would you ever do it again? What if they asked you to do it now? Would you do it?
I would for a couple days. I used to have to throw the ball to the referees. God, this is an amazing story. So this is like the New York Giants were great, right? They had Phil Simms, they had Lawrence Taylor, right? The greatest defensive player I've ever seen. We're playing them in our first preseason game. And one of our jobs as a ball boy is to be over in the sidelines and just throw the ball to the referee. So I was the youngest ball boy on staff. And one of the veteran guys, he comes over to me. He says, before the game, whatever you do, don't let the guys play with the balls before the game starts. They're going to want to take it from you. Don't let them. I was like, okay. So game's like 5 minutes from starting. Phil Simms comes over, and the quarterback, and he rips the ball out of my hands. He starts throwing it. The other guy runs down, and he gets in Phil Simms' face. And he goes, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, you're not supposed to take the ball from him. And he takes it back and he gives it to me. And I'm sitting here like, oh shit. Like, he is yelling at a Super Bowl MVP, a guy who's been in the league for 10 years, and Phil Simms. And Phil Simms like, fuck you. You're not. I can go throw the ball if I want to. And they're shouting at each other in front of me. I'm like,
whoa.
Oh my God.
Why did you not want him to take the ball?
They weren't allowed to take the balls and warm up with them at the time. I don't know why.
Like,
because
it was like league rule, or was it like
it was some stupid rule that they had in effect, and he wasn't supposed to do it. And they are yelling at each other. And then afterward, Phil Simms came over and apologized.
Whoa.
He apologized to the other guy, and he apologized to me. He was like, you know what? I know I'm not supposed to. I just wanted to throw it and see how it felt and all that stuff.
That's cool.
I was like,
that's nice. What a guy. Look at him.
Having a heart attack.
That's crazy. Especially when you're a kid. That's like when grown-ups yell, especially Super Bowl winning grown-ups, you're like, I'm out. Like, I don't like this.
I know. I was like, here, Mr. Simms.
Take it. I don't want to do this.
This is a great one. It was good. All right. So enjoy your time fishing and boating. We're going to get you a hat. You better wear it and better send a photo.
It's going to happen. I'm going to do it. I'll go out there. It's going to be good. I'll send it to you.
Keep progressing with your rehab, and who knows, maybe by the next time we talk to you, you'll be at on the mound.
Hopefully, right? Yeah. I mean, that's the plan. I'm still shooting for maybe coming back this season, but we'll see. Who knows? Just got to take it a day at a time, a week at a time, and then we'll figure it out.
I feel good about it.
That's good. I'm glad you feel good about it.
Can you just text me and just if it's gonna happen this year, just little words.
Shoot you a little something.
I'm back.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, sure. We'll see. I don't want to get everyone's hopes up. I don't know what's going to happen, but I mean, I'm gonna try.
I know you don't, but all I'm saying is that if it happens, and we're not putting any pressure on you, because we'd all love to see you get in there for a Rays playoff run. I think it'd be awesome. just all I'm saying is if it happens, can you let me know?
I sure will. I will text you. Yeah. It's going to happen. If
Tell
it
your
happens,
parents-
it's going to happen.
Tell your parents to have a good, safe trip overseas. I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
Tell them to send you lots of photos. Tell Ted and Carly I say hello, if they ever make it down to the Los Angeles area. Or my wife and I just might get up there, even if you're not there.
Yeah, do it. Go take the wife up to go to wine country on the way there. Stop by and have some dinner or something.
I love it. I'm in.
Do it.
Shout out to our producer extraordinaire, the one and only Robbie Scirocco, for Tyler Glasnow, who's still working on his hair and changing it up every day. I am Chris Rose. We will see you next time on the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media.